Okay, how's it going, guys? Let's just get right into it. Today I'm going to be ranking the boss fights from Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I just recently beat it, did a little speedrun against my buddy Kanye and Neva. So I'm going to go through, I'm just going to rank them on how, like, just a little bit of everything. How fun they are, how aggravating or annoying they can be. I even had to go and make the tier list myself. So let's just get right into it. I'll talk a little bit about everything. Sorry that they're cut off. I know who they are, and I'll just explain it after that. Let's start with Oogie Boogie. I'd say Oogie Boogie is like a C tier fight. He's not hard by any means. He's just a little annoying. Both on the Riku side and Sora's side of the story. Nothing too crazy. You're just gonna beat his dice, let the cage fall down. That's it. Not much to say there. I will say, I want to talk about this right away, is how much Jafar aggravates me so much. I actually want to add another row, and he can have that row, because, oh my god. It's a different level. I don't like how, when I'm trying to swing, it's just, like, high enough where my grounded attacks can't hit Iago, but my air attacks miss, and then I do not like a single thing about the fight against Jafar. So let's turn that to F tier. He's going right down there. Let me change the color as well. I have nothing good to say. Riku side or Sora side. Guardian armor can hit like a truck. No real complaints early on boss fight. For Riku and Sora, as far as I remember. Can't complain. Nothing great to say, nothing bad to say. He can hit like a truck though. Especially if you're not building health. Because I did not build health for Sora or my playthrough with Riku if I didn't have to. Let's see. Next is, what is this, the Parasite Cage? The Parasite Cage can be a little annoying if you're using slights. And then you're just stuck and you spawn into the acid. For Riku or Sora. I mean, but Cure kind of helps with most of it. You should just, like, even the slightest bit patient. It's really not a hard fight. I'll give that also a B. It's not anything special to write home. Next, let's see what we got going on here. We have Hades. I don't think I struggled too much against Hades. I was running Blizzaga with Sora, and Riku just seemed to have really good cards in Olympus. But I liked it. It was actually fun. I died, I think, twice against Hades, but it didn't feel like unfair. It just felt like I was just trying way too hard to pressure the guy. But Captain Hook, on the other hand, I have some words for Captain Hook. Both Sora fight and Riku fight, randomly getting hit with a 0 can be extremely frustrating when you're doing the slights. And him doing the barrel blast, if you don't have, like, not running zeros or you used them all, you're just sitting there for a while, waiting for that move to end. I don't enjoy it too much, but it's also not, like, too difficult. Let's see, Larxi. I actually didn't struggle against Larxi. I know my chat at the time was kind of like struggling, saying they had like it was a hard boss fight. I liked it. It's almost kind of forgettable. I think I beat it the first try. At that point, I think I was just kind of cheesing though with like my slights. I'm pretty sure your fighter is Riku as well. Now I'm second guessing myself, but I'm gonna keep it at A. Let's see. What's an S tier fight? Complete S tier. I have no complaints. I have all the Marluxia fights down here, all phases. But I want to say, from a sheer, like, mechanic point, I wish I could just bundle phase 2 and 3 of Marluxia to S tier. But if I had to give one the S, I'm going to give third phase Marluxia S tier. It's annoying, but just having all your cards stolen, having to go run and grab them, deal with what is it called? Death Scythe. I believe is what it's called. It's a definitely an interesting last way to end Sora's side of the story. Phase 1 Marluxia isn't really that hard if you're just lock command. I can't remember it right now. Not limit break. It's where you just keep dashing back and forth over and over. You can pretty much stun lock him. I'll give that B. The second phase isn't really too difficult. He's just kind of floating. The real gimmick is that, like, whatever deck you bring in against second phase Marluxia, you're going against third phase Marluxia. And they play completely different. You're talking about a humanoid boss versus a flying one. So, like, just as the flying phase, I was just Ragnarocking during that phase. I'm gonna give it C. It wasn't, like, too crazy. It was just more of, like, a time waster to get to the next phase. Vexen, though, I struggled so hard against Vexen. It was incredible. I started to learn every single frame when I need to roll to dodge like the freezing, and I bashed my head against this wall forever until my chat told me how to cheese him. But I gotta give her credit is due. The fight itself really isn't bad. I'll give it B. I had fun. It felt rewarding to finally beat him. I think my Vexen fight was like the equivalent for people with like Larxi. Ursula, I gotta give Ursula D. She's really just not the most interesting fight. Riku side or Sora side, just hit the tentacles, then hit her. Her moves aren't too crazy either. You're not really gonna have a difficult time. Now, one that I struggled heavily with, and I instinctively just want to throw it in F tier, because on Riku's side of the story, you're given predetermined decks per world, and I was like, I didn't know that at the time. What Taskmaster, Trickmaster, whatever this guy's name, yeah, Trickmaster. Riku's side is the most frustratingly annoying boss if you save him for the last set of the worlds. Because you'll just run out of... The deck in Wonderland is so small. You'll just constantly run out, and I don't think you have anything above like a 6. And this guy will just constantly use 7s, 8s. I don't even think the Wonderland deck has 0s. I could be wrong on that. But it was just a very long fight of waiting. My lock-on attacks at Riku were missing. Sora, I didn't feel like I had a hard time, but I also don't know if I did the fight with Sora right away. But as a boss fight, it's not... The Riku side is stressing me out. I'll throw you in D for now. Maybe I'll come back to it. Now, the mechanics of... Wow, good thing I have all the names over here for a second. Zexion is really cool. The replica fight, it's only on the Riku side. I gotta give it... I'll give it A. Just, he's really not too difficult. Another one that I felt like I could cheese with the right slight. Or slate, whatever you want to call it. But that's it. I don't need to explain myself on that one. He's going there. Riku Replica. He is multi-phase. You meet him multiple times. Fighting him when he's like fully powered up, as when you're playing Riku's story, is a stressful fight. Again, I did everything with almost no health. He's wicked fun to go against, though. You know what? I'm actually gonna give him S tier. He's extremely fun, and then you have all these different levels. You just see him slowly grow as a boss. Yeah, he's up there. Axel, he's pretty to the beginning of the game. He's a solid fight, nothing too crazy. We'll put him right there. Ansem. Ansem is the final boss on Riku's side. I'm actually going to give Ansem a C tier. And that's because you could essentially just keep dueling him and winning those duels without getting rid of any of your cards. You could just wait for him to throw a card, duel him, and then just mash the card button, and then you'll win. And then at like 30%, you can just use Jafar card and just go to town, and you'll win. But without that strategy, he just seemed like bullshit. Like, it just seemed extremely hard to win. Other than that, you got his little Heartless that defends him for sometimes, even from the back. You'll miss some moves because of it. C tier it is. Not the craziest final boss. I think Marluxia was done a lot better. Cloud? Kind of forgettable in my head. I feel like I just blazzagged this dude. So just for the sheer amount that I can't remember a single thing. C tier. If we're going just costumes though, God bless this Cloud design always. S tier for Cloud costumes design. Maleficent also seemed extremely easy. I had almost zero issues. I believe it's the first boss in Riku's story. And maybe like this the Hollow Bastion fight for Sora. Either way, she gets clapped. D tier, not too interesting. I'd say it's even less interesting than Parasite Cage, and I actually have these guys up here. I feel like she'd just be a little more, like, imposing. Who do we have next? This is Alexius, who has the rage mechanic. But at this point, I was just going to town with Riku. Helm splitting, and just making sure I use Jafar. So, I'm all set. Let's see, where are we going with you? Your mechanic's really cool. For the sake of your mechanic, I'll go all the way up here. I'm trying to put aside how easy I had a time and like how cool they are as a boss sometimes. Which brings me to this man, which I am forgetting his name for some reason. Darkseid. Darkseid, you fight him in almost every Kingdom Hearts at this point. I gotta give you, man, you're not too crazy. You're borderline a time waster. It's the same boss. For that, you're getting D, and I'm looking back at Trickmaster, and I'm just fueled with hate. I gotta put him down with Jafar. So, we got a curve. I'm a big fan of trying to get my tier list to be a curve. I feel comfortable with this. What would you guys change? Let me know. Again, this is my Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories boss tier list. Thanks for watching. See ya.